So there was a tweet that I saw the other day, which really caught my eye. There's this airport in Singapore, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's breathtaking. It's the nicest airport I've ever seen. And so this guy, Hayden Clark, tweeted, "I'm just in awe of Singapore's airport." And he's got a little video here where he pans the camera around. And you could see there's trees in there. It's lush. It's green. Look at like the greenhouse type ceiling. This place looked so expensive to create. You got the shuttle here that's going back and forth. It looks like some futuristic, super advanced, beautiful city almost, it looks like. So I saw that and I said, man, we have to, like, this is what we need to be doing here, right? Like, something I think could actually unify the country. And I know that's a hard thing to conceptualize in today's day and age, but you could actually unify the country. If somebody leads the charge and says, hey, why don't we create the #1 infrastructure in the world? Not only do I want to beat the other countries, I want to be so far advanced that we are the envy of the world. We have the world's most beautiful airports, world's most beautiful trains, high-speed rail, beautiful roads, everything. I want our infrastructure to be the envy of the world. And call it like America #1 project or something, where we actually regain some glory, right? The glory that perhaps people feel like we had at post-World War II or whatever when the New Deal was in full effect. Let's go above and beyond that, man. Let's do better. Let's do better. So I tweeted that. Apparently this tweet came across Matt Walsh's timeline. Now, Matt Walsh is the guy who works for the Daily Wire, and he's basically committed to, I'm just going to talk about trans people all day. Well, look what he says here. Singapore is able to have nice things in part because they execute drug dealers by hanging and arrest even petty vandals and thieves and beat them with a cane until they bleed. We don't have nice things because we aren't willing to do what is required to maintain them. And then he goes on to say, there are some accusing me of advocating similar laws in this country, and I just want to clarify that yes, absolutely I want those laws in this country. Okay. Matt Walsh is an authoritarian. And it's hilarious because the Daily Wire, Matt Walsh, and others like to go after the left and say, oh, the left are authoritarians and they hate freedom, bro. They hate liberty, bro. You hate freedom. You hate liberty. Part of freedom is being able to put in your body whatever you want to put in your body as long as you're not hurting anybody else. Being able to sell said substances. In the same way, I don't think we should be hauling away the CEO of Budweiser in handcuffs. I don't think you should haul away the weed dealer. He's saying, execute drug dealers. All right, dog. You want to start? Go find the CEO of Pfizer and Moderna. Go find the guys who make Xanax. Go find, like we said, the CEO of the Monster Energy drink company. Those are drugs. All those things are drugs. All of them are drugs. Should we kill those people? My guess he'd be like, oh, I don't know about that. But for him, it's like the weed and other, black market drugs, which he thinks it's actually, this is how dumb he is. He thinks there's actually like, the things that are illegal are bad for you and the things that are legal are good for you. Any objective analysis, you'd find out very quickly that alcohol is way worse for you than marijuana is, for example. But this is as authoritarian as it gets, man. There's no other interpretation of this. And you want to torture people? If somebody's a petty thief, you want to torture them and beat them with a cane until they bleed. So what he's calling for here, he's calling for authoritarianism and for torture. And he ironically thinks this would make us more civilized. That is the definition of uncivilized. Taking away freedom, taking away liberty, using a police state, an authoritarian police state, to crack down on the population, and torturing people for petty theft. And he thinks somehow there's a connection. If we do that, beautiful airport. That'll be the result. Matt, what if I told you these two things you're describing have nothing to do with each other? Nothing to do with each other. Because you can name countries with draconian practices. There are plenty of countries with the death penalty, or with, some torture dungeons that are dirt poor and that don't have nice infrastructure. In fact, there's probably more of a correlation between like undeveloped places and authoritarian policies, having a dictatorship, torture, and things of that nature. So look, like for example, the Scandinavian countries are some of the more humane. They have the best criminal justice systems that actually rehabilitate people, and they have a lower recidivism rate. And they have wonderful infrastructure there. So what a freaking ridiculous non sequitur here. This is totally apples and orange. Like, you need to torture people and murder drug dealers in an authoritarian fashion in order to get nice airports? What? No, you know what leads to nice airports? Spending money on nice airports. Funding nice airports. That's what leads to nice airports. Massive public investment in infrastructure. That's what leads to it. It's amazing that you have to point this out. And I love how he doubles down like he's brave. Matt, you're not brave. You're just dumb. You're just dumb. And you're just a criminal apologist, right? I mean, this is so funny that they pretend like we're in favor of law and order. They see like rioting and they're like, oh, law and order, crack down. But they're not in favor of law and order because they want the authorities to violate the law by torturing people, by killing drug dealers. That's insane. Again, just saying the words is insane. But don't be too surprised. This guy is the same guy who said he thinks transition surgery should be banned even for adults. Gender treatment should be banned even for adults. Again, I'm sensing a theme here with Matt Walsh. Deeply authoritarian. If you're a free adult and you want to make a decision about your own life, he wants big government to come in and say, I'm cracking down on this. I'm cracking down on this. So he's an authoritarian right-winger. That's what he is. Man, it's amazing. These people are absolutely amazing. They really are. I can't imagine linking those two things in my mind. Man, sure is a nice airport you got here. I guess you guys torture people. What? I guess you guys murder petty thieves or whack them with a cane. Dude, what? What? It's almost too dumb to respond to. It's almost like I'm lowering myself by even doing this segment. But look, he's a big voice, right? Look, 2,200 likes, 323 retweets. I'm sure he was getting, some responses that were just absolutely dunking on him and eviscerating him. But just the fact that this guy's got any semblance of a following at all, it's like, Jesus Christ. See, he's creating so much work for me to deconvert these people. This is going to be a long project, y'all. It's going to be a long one. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.